Listen, this is the most important video you watch today on YouTube if you're still a teenager or you are in your early 20s. If I had known all these things that I'm going to share with you in this video in my early 20s, in my teenage years, I believe my life would have been a lot better or easier. One study reports that 53% of American girls do not like their bodies when they are 13 years old, and this increases to 78% by the time the girls are 17. This is a study in America, but how about other parts of the world? I grew up in Nigeria. I am a Nigerian, and I remember that this was like one of the biggest things for me growing up, accepting my body, especially during puberty. I remember the random comments that actually impacted me so much that people that were making those comments, they might not even know what they were doing, or maybe they were told the same things when they were growing up as ladies. I was told by someone very close to me that I have very big breasts at this my age, and I thought that was really bad. Like, I thought having big butts, and at my age at that time it was like maybe ugly. I didn't even know what it meant, but I took it to be not to be a compliment, and that impacted so many things about me, my self-confidence, the way I was dressing. I was trying to always wear tight things, wear singlets when I'm not supposed to. I was always hot and have like rashes and all of that because I was trying to hide some of that growing breast, and then some other comments like the size of my head, whether I have so many hair. I didn't even know whether if you have like thick hair and all of that, whether it's beautiful or ugly, but I took those things literally, or the way they said it. They always said it maybe when something negative was going on, and the kind of face or the kind of person that was saying it. So even when I go out there and my friends, they were saying you look pretty or something like that, I did not believe it because I was hearing these other negative things from people that were very close to me that I trusted. So that impacted the way I saw my body. Really, so many other girls will have other things that impact their life. How about you? What comments did anybody make growing up that actually impacted how you accept your body? So but growing up, I would have, if I had a better acceptance of my body, I know it would go a long way in helping me in my self-confidence. And you of course, you know what self-confidence can do to every other part of your body. So I wish I knew that accepting my body the way it was actually some of the things that I should have embraced, and that would go a long way in helping me in every other aspect of my life. How about yours? Second one is knowing my body as a girl. It took me years. I was already in nursing school when I understood everything about the female anatomy. I believe that if I had known this earlier growing up, that would have saved me a lot of heartache, a lot of stress trying to know whether what's happening to me is actually normal or not. So knowing exactly what the clitoris is, what the vulva looks like, what the vagina looks like, or what the female part down there actually looks like, and what is happening, day in, day out, right there, will actually go a long way in helping me in accepting my body, in the way I look after myself and everything. I remember nurses coming to my school when I was in my senior years and teaching us about how to look after ourselves during period. I believe that's one of the best lectures I've ever heard in my life till date, because it changed everything for me. It changed my self-care, it changed the way I saw periods and everything. And I believe that is one of the major reasons why I continue to be in the medical line. And remember when I finally was in nursing school, I remember every holiday I was going out there teaching other young girls. So if you're watching this video and you have a young girl around you, make sure you share this video with them, like this video so that other young girls will see it. And in this channel, I'll be talking more about all things female hygiene, all things female self-care, women's self-care. So if you're watching this video, be sure to like and subscribe, because my other videos I'm going to be sharing with you in details how you can actually love and care for your body as a girl, as a woman. Next is assertiveness. I remember that this dealt with me really hard. I was bullied, I was talked down on, I kept quiet when I'm not supposed to. So learning to be assertive earlier in my age would have done me a lot of good. If I'm able to speak up to myself, people will not talk to me the way they were talking to me. That actually affected my confidence in so many ways. If I were more assertive, I would have been able to find myself to getting opportunities that I would have been able to speak up to my teachers, my friends, if they were treating me certain ways. So, or even speak up for my other friends too when they are being mistreated by other people. So I believe this assertiveness that I didn't have when I was growing up as a teenage girl, that actually affected my life in so many ways. And if you are a young girl, make sure that you learn that skill, even if you don't have it now, how to politely speak up for yourself when someone is talking down on you, when someone is bullying you unnecessarily, when somebody, if you're still in school, when somebody is taking your things and you know that this person is taking your things and you don't know how to talk to that person, or even talk to an adult, then you should learn that skill. Before self-care, when I was growing up, I remember that, looking after myself, buying things for myself, beautiful things for myself, I felt like maybe it's some people would think I'm showing off or something like that. So, but I learned over the years that looking after yourself is not luxury. It's something that is essential, especially growing up, making sure that you're using like good and healthy cream for yourself, making sure that you have personal hygiene products. They are very important. It doesn't, if you're using like perfume, like deodorants, good ones, that doesn't mean that you're showing off. These are essential things to do. I remember that those days I was really very, very uncomfortable, like showing a very good perfume, or like simple things. I felt like if I do those things, just because of the kind of upbringing that I had, that if you're like dressing up in a certain way, you're trying to show off and you're trying to attract the opposite sex. And then the environment that I grew up in, if someone is dressing up a lot as a young girl, trying to make up even lightly, trying to wear certain kind of hairstyle, trying to wear perfume a lot, very conscious of how you dress, people say so many things about it, and usually negative things. Oh, she's trying to show off, she's not even pretty. People make a lot of comments, and as I mentioned in the beginning, I was very, very self-conscious about other things. So I felt like if I look after myself so in such a way that people will notice, they will also see my body and all of that. So I was very conscious of making it very, very minimal. So just know that self-care is very essential. The way you dress, the way you look after your body, the way you wear your hair, if you smell really good, that also boosts your self-confidence and also your health generally. That brings me to number 5, peer pressure. I was really influenced by what people were saying a lot. So I was always asking people if this is the best thing, if this is good, if my clothes is good, how do I look? I was always looking for that external validation, especially for my family members, because I believe like your family, they have a lot of work to do in your self-confidence. So if they're always talking you down and all of that, so I was always asking for, is this good? If this is not good, all of that. And also what my friends were saying in school, they also impacted the way I was thinking, reacting. Luckily for me in school, because I was doing really well in school, so my friends, for some reason, if you do well in school, you have a lot of friends, they are not really saying a lot of negative things about you. But because I was having this group of people back home as well that always make comments, maybe that is the culture, because that's how I understand it right now. Because if they're making some comments and all of that, for some reason, as a girl growing up, you kind of also, what they say at home impacts you a lot. And then in school, if you now find anybody in school that now says anything that is, that aligns with what you hear from home, that makes it even worse. So I was always looking for this external validation, but I now know that all those things don't matter. Now at my age, so many of my friends that I grew up with, I don't even know where they are right now, because now I'm in the US, they are in Nigeria or wherever. Some of them have traveled to other countries, some of them married, have children in different places. So assuming I was living my life based on what they were saying, trying to make sure that I get their approval and all of that, all those things doesn't make sense today, right? Because I can't find anybody to show what I'm doing right now among them. So even though those friends, they meant a lot those days, so many of them meant a lot, I was always looking to see that they are approving of what I'm doing or think that what I'm doing is really cool. At the end of the day, once that phase passed, I can't even see them anymore again. So if I had allowed them to make major decisions that impacted my life, then I'm the one suffering it, not them, because they're not even there anymore. So if I were to be a teenager once again, I won't put emphasis on what people are saying, too much emphasis on what people are saying. I will focus on building myself first, so that that would have helped me a lot better and faster as a girl growing up. Number 6, failure. Wow, this one is one of the things that actually impacted my life so much growing up. As I mentioned earlier, when I was in my secondary school days, I was really doing well, one of the top in my class. And then when I entered the college or university, I had one course that I did not pass, and it was in the beginning of my studies. And I could not understand that. I didn't know what failing a course was. So when I failed that course, that devastated me. I mean, devastation would be like understatement. That made me feel so bad. I can't even describe the feeling, but maybe I thought the world was coming to an end. How can I fail a course? Wow. So I can fail a course, like I brooded on it. I was thinking about it all the time. I was thinking maybe I didn't know anything. Maybe when I was doing well, maybe I thought I was intelligent, maybe I am not. But man, that experience was really huge. I eventually passed that course on the second try, but during the time I was getting ready for that exam, it was really very, very difficult because like I was already feeling like I don't know this thing and all of that. So that experience taught me that, failure, actually, when I eventually went back to write, I understood that course better. That helped me, to pick up, to know that I failed the course doesn't mean that I can't go back to pass it. And that principle has helped me till date. I'm not afraid of any exam. The way as a nurse practicing in the United States right now, you must have known that I passed through a lot of courses, a lot of exams to get here. And then if I had the mentality of if I fail, then I'm no good, then I won't be here. So today, if I face any board exam and I fail, I'm like, okay, the only thing is that I have to just re-strategize. There is something I still don't understand and I will go back. But I know a lot of people, once they fail exam, they are not going back again. They believe they have failed, they can't do it anymore. I know a lot of friends that I'm encouraging, they still want to practice in other countries, travel and all of that, but because of exam, they are afraid. So I feel like that failure catapulted my career a lot, because after I brooded on it and everything and then gathered myself up, did that course again and went back and wrote that exam and passed, it changed something about me. It made me understand that even if I fail at something, that means there is something I don't understand about that particular project or thing. I can still go back again, learn more and go and get it done. And that has helped me tremendously, and that is what I'm passing on anybody around me. If I see anybody fail, I don't laugh at that person because I've done it before. I know what it feels like to have failed an exam. I know what it feels for a project not to work the way the person expected. So it feels like I'm even one of the perfect persons to tell somebody, well, you failed this time, that doesn't mean that you are a failure, you can do it again, because I know how it feels, I know what it is like. And so I feel like that failing that I never expected actually has been helping me all along. I wish I knew that it is not the end of the road then, that I wish I had the same mindset before that first failure, because maybe it would have, removed a lot of misery and load and shame and everything. So if you're watching this video, you have failed at anything at all, you're a teenager, you are in your 20s and you have failed in anything, and you feel like you're not going back again, and you feel like if you pass that thing, it's going to help in your career, your relationship, anything at all, just evaluate it again, go back again, do it. Because a lot of people fail actually, but you don't see the failure, you only see the success. And a lot of people don't share their failures on the internet. Okay, so you may be thinking that you are alone, but definitely you are not alone. That brings me to the next one, which is communication, opening up, I'll say. So this also is one of the biggest things for me growing up, opening up to someone, including family members, mother and all of that. I can discuss general things, but when it comes to intimate things like my menstrual hygiene, what is going on in my mind and all of that, as you may know, when you are going through your puberty age or your teenage years, there are a lot of hormones that are, so many new things are coming your way. If you are a girl, for instance, you start menstruating, your body start changing, the hormonal changes during the months makes you feel different in so many ways. But at that time, you may not even know. Sometimes you feel very weak, you don't want to do anything. Sometimes you just want to lay on the bed and sleep, you don't want to do anything, and your parents will be insisting that, you'll be insisting that you do things around the house, but you just want to sit down, So many things are happening around that time. And I remember that only I was able to talk to someone, including my mom, about some of those inner things, about my menstruation, that would have helped me a lot. Because what I'm noticing is that menstruation, if you get a lot of people are passing through the same challenges, if you find yourself, not whether it's the pain, sharing it with some girl or someone close to you that you trust will help a lot, because they will share their own strategies. Even at this my age, menstruation is something, or period as you may say, something that changes over time. As a young girl, I would have thought, okay, I figured it out, I know how to use my pad, I know how to do this. All of a sudden, maybe you start examination or something like that, and then maybe any stressful situation happens, and then your period that is usually regular becomes irregular. I remember there are so many things that have happened in my life at this my age, and everything changed. My period length, whether I used to experience pain or not. From not experiencing pain, I start experiencing pain. Sometimes I don't see it for a very long time. It just changes the way I become very sensitive, So if only I was talking about it a lot more. Right now, sometimes I easily tell my colleagues, oh no, Mr. John is coming, or I'm leaking, or I use so many things to describe. I don't even mind. As far as the person is a girl, I believe the person has periods or something. I can talk to the person and say, oh my, I need to use the bathroom right now because I'm on my menstruation. That is something I will hardly say growing up. Even I'll be in the class and it's my menstruation, I cannot take excuse to go to the bathroom and change my pad, and sometimes I get stained. That is how so many girls in secondary school, they stain their body because they don't know how to raise up and say, hey, may I use the bathroom. So assuming I was more communicative, that would have done a lot of good for me. How about you? Did you encounter any challenges especially about menstruation, period? Were you able to communicate it effectively growing up as a girl? For me, I didn't. Let us know in the comment section. And remember, subscribe to this channel because I have a ton of video coming up where I will be breaking this down into simple ways you can actually help yourself as a young girl, as a young woman. This is what I'm going to be talking about. And for your information, I have done this for years. I may be starting this project again on YouTube, but I've done it for years. Immediately I started learning more in my nursing school. Each holiday I will organize young girls and I'll teach them the much I know at the time. And I continue to have that passion because I believe that even one of these things that I'm sharing with you in this video, someone gets it right, it has a ripple effect, an effect in your self-confidence, your self-care, how you look after yourself, how you talk to people, how you contribute to your community, and all of that. So make sure you like this video, share with a young girl, and make sure you stick with me on this channel. Share with me ideas in the comment section. What are the things you want to hear from me? What are the things you want me to talk about on this channel that you believe will help the young girls around you? Let's partner up and make sure that every young girl out there that doesn't know who to talk to, that is afraid of something, that is passing through something, will be able to open up and speak to someone at least and not suffer for a long time like me. If I tell you how I suffered because of menstruation and period, whatever management, oh my God, you will give me a virtual hug. Seriously. So guys, I'm really passionate about this, and this is my first video on this particular channel, and I believe that I'm going to post more videos about self-care, how to look after yourself as a girl. What other things would you have loved to know as a girl? Let me know in the comment section. How would it have changed you? Are there things that if you had known earlier in your life, it would have changed you? I have so many more, and I'm going to continue to share as we go along in this channel. I may share a part 2 of this because there are so many more, even in my 20s, as I continue to move from country to country. And I believe it will benefit everyone. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me in this first video. Thank you so much, and remember, the best thing you can do is to share it with the young girl around you. Let me know if you do this as well in the comment section. I'll see you in my next video.